Game on. Today is the day. God, you are so short.
I know. Fucking.
Yeah, today's the day we bowl the team event. It's gonna be me, Colton, right here, Mitch, another one of our friends, Jason and Matt. You guys, I'll try and take a video, one of each of them. We got some permission to videotape it, but yeah, team event today. We bowl doubles and singles tomorrow at like 1. But yeah, hopefully looking for some. Really, the team event's just the most fun for me because I'd rather win with a group of people than by myself. So hopefully we can get to work bowling a South Point, break them down the right way, and
Take the lead.
Yeah, hopefully we just shoot like 1,400 the first game and then just cruise to victory. It's a championship game. Recapping yesterday.
Didn't start far enough left. Not even close.
Basically what happened was bad first game, bad second game, great third game, absolute amazing third game. We shot like 1140 our third game or something like that to get to like 3,100. So yeah, we were minus after the first couple, split 6 million times, and then kind of just battled back and hung around. Finally got to the right spot and got to plus 100. So yeah, on to today, singles and doubles. All right, it's doubles and singles time. Old team yesterday. We saddled Matt up 720, and we only got to like plus 110. So what worked? Just tell me what worked. What should we have done?
Should we have done? We or the righties?
The righties. I shot like 650. I probably could have had way more, but the righties. What should the righties have done?
Just move left quicker. Obviously, I don't know if there's going to be any videos of Prather, but he was left fast, and he was on the parallel left, and I tried to copy him. Obviously, he's got a higher rev rate than I do, so I was just probably like 4 or 5 right at him. Yeah. But whenever he moved, I moved, and I felt like Mitch wasn't there as quick enough, and Colton was there too quick. So he was like
a little ahead.
Yeah.
Mitch was a little behind.
Yeah. And
definitely, because once we moved, like we got to realize. I think we're so used to bowling with 10 guys on a pair, like we're trying to like preserve the lane. But with 5 guys, like you can't really ruin a lane too fast, especially when it's 5 guys on a pair. Like we didn't even bowl league with that many people.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like further left we moved, the easier they got, and then we shot a monster game the last game, and Prather shot a monster too. Yeah, what'd you do in team? What worked? Tell us.
Phase 2. That's all I threw, and I just moved left, and then just added some rotate and some bang. Some bang. That's all you need. Throw it at the gutter, about 35 feet. Watch it hook. It's good to go.
It won't go in. He promises.
Okay.
Jason tried that one.
Jason did try, and it stayed out. So
You got 8.
It's very unlikely it'll go in the gutter, but you're not going to hit the headpin if you get it right at 5.
All right.
Yeah.
Time for doubles and singles. Who's going to have the highest set? Yes.
Hey guys, we have made it back home. We want to do a little bit of recap for singles and doubles for the USBC Open Championships. Mitch, why don't we start with you?
Sure. So we bowled the BJ, and typically the bowling journal is all in the same pattern as singles and doubles, and I thought we got a good amount of information from that. At least I did. So I figured the shot would be kind of close to the gutter, at least for my kind of style. So just like the BJ, I kind of stuck to urethane and had a really good 2 sets. Had a 60 clean, which is the first for me. Actually, I don't think I had 30 clean ever. So 60 clean was pretty sick. At 730, 710, kept it pretty simple. Just kept moving right, and it looked really good. I think maybe a few more sets, and I could have maybe popped off an 800. The scoring pace was definitely there. Just a matter of getting the breaks and making the right moves quick enough. How about you?
Yeah, the BJ for me didn't go as well. I had 670, and I stuck to the same kind of plan that you had, as throwing a urethane through a fast pitch. But whereas Mitch tried to play harder and straighter, and I tried to move a little bit left and shape it, specifically in the bowler's journal, and that cost me a lot of carry. And in hindsight, I wish I would have been able to just throw it harder, stay more up the lane, control the pocket. But again, I mean, we had a couple really nasty wrap 10s, a couple stuff 8s, stuff 9s. So, like you said, about getting the breaks and making the right moves at the right time. So, but into the actual Open and Championships event, I did not try urethane at all. I felt like I didn't want the oil down lane because we're bowling 6 games. I had 7-0 in doubles, and unfortunately for me, one of the guys on the pair, Brennan, my doubles partner, two-handed, did have to throw urethane to control the pocket a little bit better. It helped the scores tremendously, but in the last couple games, it kind of affected my carry. Every time I missed left, I 2-4-8-10, so they got a little cliffed. They got a little bit too tight down lane for what I like to see, and I think ultimately, if somebody, going in the future, you only get 6 minutes. I think if you have a couple people playing a little bit straighter up the gutter, and then maybe a couple people throwing plastic at the head pin from right, I think that would be a huge benefit, especially in game 1, because they feel very flat.
I think that brings up an interesting point, though.
Yeah.
Like, if your teammate or person on the pair wants to throw urethane and it looks great for them, it can kind of affect the other people. For example, like I had a great look. I averaged 230 or 240 with urethane, but the guys on my pair, if they weren't necessarily on top of where I was or close to where I was, they struggled. They got left, and they didn't have that hook down lane because I was throwing urethane. But once Matt got right to where I was, he shot 279 last game. He had a great look. It's just, you kind of, if somebody's throwing urethane, you kind of all have to be together.
Right.
You can't actually have guys getting into like where he was, which was into the 19, 20, 21, because there's just no friction down lane.
Right. And that's one of the things that I would have done different, is ask Brennan to throw urethane earlier, because I think my game 1 score would have been higher, and we might not have had to have been as far left as I was. And one thing to note is the guys leading, Greg Young, who's this? Aaron Ruiz, yeah. They're leading, and I believe both of them threw urethane for the first 2 games of doubles.
And even when they switched, they hopped in just like a little left of your, not into 20 or 21,
right,
but like into 13, 14 looked like, still throwing it to that 5-4 range.
Right, exactly. And for me, because we didn't throw urethane to start, I had to be into like 17, 18 to get it to that 4-5 range, just to not 9-pin or 3-6. So I think being able to figure out a way to play straighter is definitely the way to go. It's just, do you do it with urethane, or do you try to throw plastic at the head pin to create a little bit of left for you? Because there's plenty of friction. I don't think you need like proton physics, or you had the
Warren Solid.
The Warren Solid. So I don't think you need like big, strong asymmetrical bowling balls. The bowling center hooks a lot. I got away with a phase 2.
Yeah, and when I did throw reactive, it was a Scandalous, which was like a mid-range, solid, symmetrical ball.
Right. We were both on the same page as far as what balls we were throwing. I was just further left than Mitch, simply because I throw it slower.
And that's what you're good at, too.
Yeah, and that's what I'm more comfortable with. So I think that there's a lot of different ways that you can play the double singles pattern. It's just a matter of what you're more comfortable with and
Committing to it.
yeah. And I think urethane is a valid option. It's just be cognizant of, when to get out of it. Like Jason and Mark. Jason had 500 at the turn throwing a purple hammer, and Mark was kind of like right on top of him with a proton physics, and both of them had, I think they both started with 260 or 270. They had 148 over after, or 140 over after one. So they were in prime position to take over the lead. Is just they stayed in the balls they were throwing too long and didn't make that move fast enough. So I think if somebody can figure out, how long to stay in urethane or how fast to get out of it, can make a run at the doubles lead for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.